Welcome to photography. Have you ever been in a class before where you've been bored because the teacher is lecturing about something that you already know about? Or maybe you're ready to go on to the next unit, but most of the class isn't quite there yet. Or the opposite, have you ever been in a class where you feel rushed and you wish that everything would slow down a little bit and you're not ready to move on to the next lecture? Well, we're going to do something this year called self-paced learning, and this is how it's going to work. So normally, in in a normal classroom, teachers are up in front of the classroom lecturing and everybody is working at the same pace. Well, the teacher practice this year is that we're going to eliminate lectures, whole class lectures, by creating instructional videos. What that means is that students will learn at their own pace with the teacher there for support and guidance. So another teacher practice is that we will replace one-size-fits-all pacing with flexible structures. So you will have the time that you need to learn and are always appropriately engaged. If you're ready to move forward, you can. If you need to slow down, you can. This is what our daily routine will look like. When you come into the class, you'll grab a laptop or sit down at a computer and you'll log into Google Classroom and check on what you should be working on next. After I take roll, we'll have some sort of discussion or class activity. We might watch a video together, look at a photo together, or check in to see how we are doing. And then there will be work time. Work time for you to either work on a photography unit, a Photoshop tutorial, Illustrator tutorial, whatever you feel like doing that day. And what's great about this is it allows for individual choice and flexibility. You get to break up the class into a couple different activities. For example, start by working on some Photoshop tutorials, and then switch up to photography assignments. So you'll see that the class, there'll always be must-do assignments that you have to do, just like it says. There are should-do assignments. If you have time, you'll move on to the should-do assignments. These are a little more challenging or take a little bit more time. And then there are aspire to do. If you have even more time, you'll move on to the aspire to do assignments. They're more in-depth and more challenging. This is connected to grades, so must do, if you do everything, must do assignments, you'll get a B in the class. If you do all of the should do assignments, you'll get an A minus. And if you do all of the aspire to do, you'll receive an A in the class. Again, this allows you to work at your own pace without falling behind. If we are about ready to go on to a new unit and you're still working on the must-dos, then you can just skip the should-dos and the aspire-to-dos. You just do as much as you have time for. These icons are associated with the types of assignments. In Google Classroom, you'll see the green check mark for the must-do assignment. So if you see the green check mark, you must do it. And if you see the trophy, those are the should-do assignments. And if you see the on fire, you are on fire, ready to get an A in class, those are the aspire to do. And so we will have these icons next to all the assignments in Google Classroom and also on the whiteboard to clarify each category of work. We will have Photoshop and Illustrator tutorials to do this whole year. We're starting off with Photoshop and then later in the year we'll move on to Illustrator tutorials. So you will receive a Photoshop or a tutorial grade every term depending on how many tutorials you complete. If you do 4 tutorials a week, you'll get a B, and that is must do, so everybody is required to do at least 4 tutorials a week. 5 tutorials a week is should do, and 6 per week is aspire to do. We will have target deadlines, but they are flexible, they are targets. So there will be due dates in Google Classroom associated with assignments that will let you know if you're sort of behind pace, if you need to work a little bit faster, if you are on pace, right where you should be, or if you're ahead of pace, doing those should do's and aspire to do's. Do your best to stay on pace. That means you're completing the must do's and maybe some should do's as well. I'll be checking in with you often to see where you are and help you determine, what you need to do. And if you need some assistance to stay on pace, I'm happy to help you with that. And then when you finish the must-dos, you can move on to another unit, or you should complete the should-dos or aspire-to-dos assignments if you'd like. Soft zero grading. So what that means is must-do assignments that are not turned in will receive a soft zero. It will be in the grade book. You'll see a zero. But soft zeros can be changed at any point up to the end of the semester. At the end of each semester, soft zeros do become permanent. Soft zeros will also show up on progress reports. So they'll know if you see that zero, that's a must-do that needs to be taken care of. Using Google Classroom, each unit introduction in Google Classroom will have a video, guided notes, and clearly state what is must do, should do, and aspire to. And you can see that here, Photography Unit 1 Introduction. You'll see the little green check mark, so you'll know you need to click on that to see what's there. There'll be an introduction that you'll click on and watch, a YouTube video, and some guided notes that you'll have open and you can fill in while you're watching the video or after the video, whichever you prefer. Now let's go a little bit deeper. Now when you open up the name Still Life or any of the other assignments in there, if you click on that, it'll open up some more details and it'll show you what is must do, should do, and aspire to do. And this is pretty consistent for the photography units. Each assignment, you must take 10 photos in order to earn a B. You should take 15 photos, which will get you an A-, or to aspire 20 or more photos, that will get you an A. Using Google Classroom is very helpful and useful to you. Always use the To Do tab in Google Classroom, which is in the top left-hand corner of the main Google Classroom screen. That will open up something that looks like this and will show you what all the assignments that don't have due dates. They're also broken up by specific due dates. And so you can use that to help keep track of what you need to do. Also pay attention to the faded out assignment icons indicating you have turned in the assignment. So at first, you see this dark gray, that means you have not completed. As soon as you turn in that assignment, it'll turn into this faded gray icon, meaning you've already turned something in. So those are the basics of the self-paced classroom. If you have questions, please talk to me, and we'll be talking about more detail as we get to them in the school year. Thanks.